Big congratulations to Miss Mikey Meeks and the rest of the season 18 cast for giving us such a phenomenal season. I say phenomenal season because of the queens, not necessarily because of the producing and judging decisions, even though I have love for those people too. These are my thoughts for the finale episode of season 18. What did you guys think? We've got Mikey Meeks as the winner, Jane Don't as Miss Congeniality, and Juicy Love Dion as the lip sync assassin of the season. How come they didn't do a golden boot? We need that golden boot back. 17 years. That is how long I've seen RuPaul's Drag Race transform from a niche show into the powerhouse Emmy winning show that could. Watching independent artists turn their aspirations into actual career opportunities makes me so happy. However, in the pursuit of cultural dominance, Drag Race's creative direction has shifted away from celebrating queer lives to celebrating corporate alignment above all else. But no matter how big RuPaul's Drag Race gets, we have to remember that the drag artists, not these corporations, make the show what it is. And for that, we must consistently elevate these artists. Back in the day, the finale was comprised of mini reunions, runways, and of course, the lip sync for the crown, where all the finalists got to compete. None of this, I'm going to invite you to the finale and then cut you after you do your individual number. Now, there's no reunion, and there certainly hasn't been one since season 14. The lip sync for the crown feels like a commercial to entice more corporations to invest in the show. Because of this, I don't care who wins or loses. Placement does not mean that a queen is lackluster or unsuccessful. Dee Dee, Vita, Briar, Athena, and Kenya all outdid the top three on the runway. For being an early out, Vita was one of the fiercest queens this season, but because she doesn't have the loudest presence, she was eliminated the first time she fell in the bottom two. The show really thinks that if they can't use you to sell a product, they don't need you on the show at all. And that's unfortunate because Vita's runways, makeup, and presence were top notch, but her lack of charisma and acting challenges was her downfall. Miss Congeniality. I legit laughed when Jane's name was called. I mean, Mia Starr was right there. Jane being the early frontrunner with 3 Maxi Challenge wins, we thought was a boost, but apparently her dry down energy didn't seem to match the lightness the producers wanted the season 18 winner to exhibit. While Mia Starr was one of the sweetest contestants, never beefing with the queen not named Briar Blush, the season's antagonist, she always made it a point to uplift other queens, specifically the red-headed stepchild of the season, Mandy Mango. Mia simply didn't have a big enough story arc to attract major corporate support, and that's sad. We don't watch Drag Race to root for corporate-friendly drag queens. We watch because we love to see people reinvent themselves and win. On to the top 3 performances. Nene. I am a sucker for good music and production, and Nene's song was superior than the other two. Mikey's was a close second, and Darlene, I was happy to see her there, but I had a strong feeling she was going to get Saphirized. And when I say Saphirized, I mean a queen that did well in the competition and captured Rue and the audience's heart, but fell short of total domination in the finale. I still think it's absurd for Darlene to make it all the way in the end, especially given her story arc of being the unconventional drag queen, with an aesthetic that this show does not always appreciate, only for Rue to eliminate her right before the final lip sync. What is the point of inviting queens to the finale if they cannot battle it out one last time? I think they cut finalists from the final lip sync because it gives more time to produce segments for the record label or the makeup company that's financially investing in this episode. For example, the Anastasia of Beverly Hills commercials, segments, cemented that the winner of Drag Race not only has to have charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, but they also have to be a great salesperson too. And a great sales queen can sell water to a whale or the spirit of a Miley Cyrus song right back to her. Mikey embodied the final lip sync song more. I love that Nene knew she probably wasn't the favorite to win and still showed up prepared. Nini's competitive arc reminded me of Saphira's. Objectively, one of the best competitors on the American version of Drag Race, but her serious demeanor put a distance between her and the fans, costing her the crown. Furthermore, Nini is so polished that she'd be more difficult to mold because she already knows who she is. And I have a feeling that, like her season 16 sister in drag, no matter what Nini does, she will also be successful. Darlene is a very wacky and a rebel fit for Drag Race's corporate sponsors, while Mikey is just the right amount of polish, camp, and relatable personality. So I say all this to say congratulations again, Mikey. I had a feeling she'd win when she did the Anastasia of Beverly Hills segment and really connected to her new boss. I mean the owner of Anastasia of Beverly Hills. Overall, I thought season 18 was stacked with queens who could have conceivably won their season. But if Drag Race wants to survive, they must adapt to how they execute the meaning of losing is the new winning. Speaking of winning, last year's reigning queen Anya Nerve caused a lot of controversy because of how she chose to spend her year as a winner. Anya won season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race after doing drag part-time while holding down a day job as a line cook. Over the course of 4 short months, Anya went from being a civilian to a booked full-time drag queen overnight. Turning your passion into a viable full-time profession comes with its own learning curve, and sometimes things don't always work out the way we want them to. Anya seems to be chasing a sustainable, long-lasting career and not a loud, viral celebrity life. No matter how a queen places in the competition, we, as the audience, get to see artists do what they love, expressing their art their way. And in my book, that makes us all winners.